Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So this is 24 hours with the iPhone 10, and then pretty much I'm going to show you how to use this thing because it's kind of difficult. Your muscle memory will need to kick in, and it'll need to kick in fast because this phone is all gestures. Apple decided to, I guess they thought they were doing something great or smart by taking away all the basic functions that make it super easy to navigate. But with that being said, this isn't a bad thing. It's not about it being good or bad. It's just going to be a learning curve for people who decide to pick up the iPhone 10 if you're coming from an iPhone previously than this. Basically home button, headphone jack, things like that. This phone costs $1,000, $1,084 for me. Well, that's including taxes, $999. It's like 80 something dollars in taxes. That is what it is. If you want to get this phone, you're going to spend at least $1,000. If you don't have taxes anywhere you live, you're going to spend $999. So try to find a good deal somewhere. Save up some coupons. I don't know what you need to do. Finance it if you have to. But this is a $1,000 phone, and that's just what it is. That's the obvious. Now, spending a full day with this thing, I'm actually pretty impressed. This is probably the best hardware an iPhone has ever experienced. The phone itself feels fantastic in the hand, with the exception of the slipperiness along the edges, which is why I keep it in some form of a case when I leave the house. But around the house, I don't keep any of the phones in cases. I like to walk around without a case. I like to see the phone. And this phone right here is no exception. It is a beautiful piece of hardware, and that's just what it is. Now, with that being said, also, the camera back here, I'm getting used to the way the orientation of it. I don't really care about headphone jacks because I have Bluetooth hooked to everything and wireless everything. So that's not really an issue. But you see how fast that facial recognition is, Face ID? It's actually pretty fast. So here's how you navigate this phone. Using the phone. Swipe up and hold, and you'll get into this menu here. You can go through all your applications. You shouldn't really have to force close anything. But if you wanted to, you long press on something here, you'll get the red X, and then you can swipe things away that you want to do. And that is how you do that. So getting back to the home screen, you swipe. Let me actually go in here and turn this brightness down so it'll look a little better for you guys. Super clear. So navigating, if you want to switch between applications, you just swipe left and right along the bottom of the screen. Even if you don't see that little white line there from this screen, you swipe like this and the applications will start to appear, and you can switch to the application. So you don't have to actually go. You can just swipe along the thing like this. That's how you do it. So after that, that's how you remove items from your list, and that's how you get to them, and that's how you get back home. So if you want to see the control panel, you swipe from this side and you'll get your control panel. God's got it. He sure does. You can swipe up and get away from that. And on this side, you'll see your notifications. And that's it. And on the notification screen, then you can see you've got a flashlight and your quick shortcut to your camera. Other than that, this is just another iPhone. So you can see all your items here that I have out like this. And then taking a screenshot, you hold up and power. This is the power button, and this is the volume up and down. Hold up and power, and you'll take a screenshot. Hold down and power, and you power the phone off. Double click to get to Apple Pay. Long press for Siri. There's all these gestures to remember. But I think those are the ones that you'll probably use the most. Also, when you go into the App Store for the first time, since this has Face ID, remember when you first go in there, the first time that you go in there with this phone, it's going to tell you to double click the power button to approve a purchase. Because I went in there and I was going really fast and I was like, why isn't this approving my purchase? And turns out I slowed down and I said, what the heck? So before, if you have an iPhone with a home button, all you do is touch the home button and it'll approve the purchase. With this, you have to double click that, and then after you do it that one time, I haven't had to do it since. I just use Face ID. So it's kind of like an approval thing. But it's a whole bunch of little quirks and things like that that I feel like a person coming from the other iPhones are going to get really frustrated with this phone at first, but eventually it'll wear off. Now, remember in another video, I said, man, I'm gonna get tired of holding my phone in my face. It's having to do multiple steps, like if I turn it down, I gotta wake the phone, I gotta look at it. You hold it like, and that's a few steps that a person might get agitated with. I'm just saying, you might not, and you might get agitated, and you might not get agitated. You know, I don't know. It depends on how you are with using the device. You might get agitated, and you might not get agitated. I don't know. I can't tell you how you're gonna feel. I just know that some people that are coming from the phone with the home button might get a little agitated. I would assume they would, because they have to learn how to use an iPhone already over again, that they feel like they should already know how to use. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But other than that, folks, the iPhone 10 is actually pretty impressive. The hardware is good. Now, the hardware isn't essential phone good hardware. This phone is just freaking awesome. There was some questions about the size, and the phone is pretty much the same size. It's just that this is rounded on the top, so it makes it look like the iPhone 10 is a lot taller. But if you put it next to another phone that has a 5.5-inch display, you can kind of see it's super small. And this has 5.8, 5.7, and 5.5. And then you've got the beautiful HTC U11 Life, which is still bigger than these phones. So as far as hardware goes, to me, the Essential phone still has the best hardware on any device that I have right now. And that's saying a lot, because I really like the U11, like the one I'm recording with, my U11. I like that hardware, but this hardware right here is top notch, hands down. There will be video comparisons and things like that, but this was just an update on the iPhone 10. Been 24 hours. How's it doing? It's doing pretty good, man. I don't have any problems with it. I've got a lot of cases and things like that, so I took it off just for this video, but this is a case I've been using for this phone. Really beautiful phone. If you haven't seen the case, I should say, if you haven't seen the video on that, it's probably somewhere up. If it's not up yet, it's going to come out next week. Today is the 4th of November, which is Saturday. I wanted to stop real quick before I watch the fight. If you're not watching the fight tonight, something's wrong. Don't ask me what fight it is either. November 4th, depending on when you're watching this. If you're watching it on November 4th, you know what fight I'm talking about if you have Showtime. So I'm about to go make that happen, because it's actually recording right now, but I'm going to go down there and watch it. But nonetheless, 24 hours with the iPhone 10. This is the best iPhone that I think Apple has to offer. You get all screen. You get really good cameras. It's a very smooth experience, and I'm actually happy with it. All right, guys, I had to take care of some business, but here's the outro. I'm closing out this video now. That is 24 hours with the iPhone 10. I'm very impressed, man. It's actually pretty good. No problems with it. I'll see you guys in the next video.